Hi. I'm Dr. Skulls. Nice to meet you.
Dr. Skulls and Jerome.
Oh, please take a seat. This is my student Karen. She's just going to be observing to see what it's like to be a vet. So what brings you to me today?
So, doctor, my dog has a problem with his leg. I'm not too sure what, but he hasn't been able to walk well lately, and his back is quite arched. So I just need your help to explain what's happening.
That sounds quite serious. What breed is your dog?
He's a German Shepherd.
Okay. How old is he?
He's 9 years old.
Okay. So how long has this been going on?
So I've noticed it's been going on for maybe about a year now, but it wasn't as serious as it is now because he finds it hard to sit down, even jump into platforms. So I think it's quite serious now.
Well, German Shepherds are quite prone to a lot of hip problems, but which leg is it specifically?
It's both actually.
Okay.
He's battling on both. So.
And can you see maybe if it's the higher part of the leg, or has he stepped on something?
I think it's definitely the higher part.
The upper part, okay. Can you put weight on both of his legs? So
yes.
can he walk normally, just the
walk,
jumping?
yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. What diet is he on?
He's on Montego.
Okay.
And we've had him on that for maybe about eight years.
Okay.
Maybe it's the food, I'm not too sure. I was going to ask about supplements and stuff.
Yeah, there's a vast range that a person can put them on. There are also a lot of other dog foods that are good for older dogs, so we can check that out, especially for joints and things like that. Has he ever had any injury before or anything like that?
He's gone for surgery before in this year for growth, but that's the only thing.
Okay. And his behavior is perfectly normal. It's the eating, going outside, doing this thing. It's just the jumping that's the problem.
Yeah, he's doing more of that. Everything's fine.
Okay. Any medication?
No medication.
Okay.
I mean, another thing, doctor, he's maybe a bit aggressive sometimes if you do pet him in that area because
so he's got
sore,
pain.
So there's pain.
There's definitely pain.
Yeah.
Shame. Okay. Have you taken him to any other vet?
No.
Okay. So this sounds like it could be something to do with his hips, especially because he's an older dog. The joints could give some problems. You know, they're large breeds, they're quite heavy and all those things. It could be hip dysplasia. We have to do a few more tests, but I think what we should do is the next step is bring him in. We can check it out, do a few more tests. Maybe check out his diet, give him a few supplements and pills. But the one thing we need to do is sort out the pain. That's the first thing, and then we can take it from there.
Right.
Awesome. It's so great to meet you, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much, doctor.
See you soon.
Hi Jerome, I'm Nicole. I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your vet consult that you had with Dr. Scholes. So the first question I'd like to ask you is, did you find her intimidating at all, or did she make you feel comfortable during the consult?
Dr. Scholes she made the environment very comfortable and I could answer my questions very easily, so yes, she was not intimidating at all. She was very nice. Yeah.
Great, so you think she provides a sort of welcoming environment?
Yes, very welcoming, very safe environment, I would say.
Okay, that's good. Then did she allow you to explain your problems? She didn't sort of force answers out of you, or she actually allowed you to just speak your mind?
Yes, she did do that. She asked the question and then she waited for me to answer, and until I was done, she moved on and she gave an answer.
Okay, so I'd also like to know if Tegan, Dr. Scholes, took your problem seriously.
Yes, she did. She seemed very interested in what I was saying, and she was writing down quite a bit. So I think she knows what she is doing. So she did.
Okay, so she
wasn't like making a joke out of it. So she was very serious about the situation.
Okay, that's good. And did she listen to you?
Yes, she listened very well. Yeah, it was good.
Okay. So I just have one more question. I just want to know if you have any suggestions you could add to the consult, because we're doing this for research purposes and trying to find out from our clients whether they have any suggestions on how to improve the consult environment in our practice.
I don't think there's much you can change. It was very comfortable, safe environment, as I said. Nothing you could do to make that better. But I think they have it right there. They're really nice establishments. Yeah.
Okay, so you'd give them 100%.
Yes, I would definitely go back to them.
The veterinary welcoming environment you'd like to experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Joe.
Thanks, Nicole.
Good luck
Thank you.
with your dog.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Teagues. Vet. I just want to ask you a few questions.
Yep.
The first question is, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy this being a vet doctor exercise?
I really enjoyed it because I also think it was really great because that person gets to practice these skills, which are really important for our degree, for our careers actually. And then it also showed me, it was interesting because it showed me what type of questions to ask. When I was making the list of what to ask my client, I never actually realized that so many things you actually take into account when looking at a picture, like a whole picture.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting.
Okay. Yeah, because we spoke about the history taking and all of that in class. Don't realize how many
stuff,
questions. Yeah. Okay, and did you feel that you listened to the client? Like, did you listen to them and give them time to sort of express what they?
I feel like I did because between questions, Jerome actually mentioned to me something else that he had forgotten. So I think I gave him adequate time to think about things as we were going and covered the full spectrum of questions efficiently, that he could also think of it if there was anything small that he had the time to answer.
Okay. Do you think that you communicated how you were going to approach the case or how you were going to take it further?
Well, I did indicate to him that German Shepherds do have problems, and I said obviously because he didn't have his animal, it's like a simulation of an event, that what the next step would be, that a person needs to do a few more things, and I did explain that, I feel, effectively.
Yeah.
So I think he did get a clear understanding that it's something that needs to be taken further.
Okay, so my next question was going to be, why do you think that? And you've already explained that, so I'm not going to ask that again. But then I have one more question for you. I want to know from you if you think there are any areas in the consult that you could improve on. Or do you think that it was sort of 100% perfect?
I think the one thing that I realized after doing the consult that a lot of people I think miss is the cost of things. Like I said to him, there are a range of supplements and diets you could put the dog on, but I didn't indicate how much that could possibly cost.
Yeah.
I said to him we could do x-rays and things like that and further tests. Didn't indicate how much that could cost. So I don't know as a vet if I've given him the best idea of what road he could be going down right now. Don't even know if he's got the means to do that. So I think that's an important thing to add, that cost is a thing.
Yes. We
need to remember that. As much as we want to save the animal and help them, we need to also check how much we can. So I think that's quite important.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. Hi, Karen. So you sat in on the veterinary consult between Tegan and Jerome. So what exactly did you observe in the consult?
Okay, so my general observation about the consult, I think was very good actually. I thought Tegan did a good job as the vet. So overall, I think she was quite friendly in her introduction and the environment seemed relaxed. Positive aspects of Tegan as a vet was that she showed interest and sympathy, which I thought was quite nice. And I think from both client and vet, they were both open and paying attention to one another, which I thought was quite important. She also made sufficient amount of notes and gave him enough time to explain and talk, so I think that was quite good.
Okay, cool. And did you experience anything negative?
Negative-wise, I think like in terms of her communication, I thought that was really good, and I think that was most important about it as an observationist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing negative.
No.
So this whole consult has just been like perfect.
In terms of communication.
Okay.
Like in getting information and stuff, as she thought about the costs and things, but communication-wise, I thought she was quite good.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay guys, so we're gonna discuss about the interview that Tegan had. How was this exercise for you guys?
I thought it was really helpful in the way that it sort of gave you a real insight into how much there is to really ask within a consult environment. I don't know, you were the vet, so could you...
For me, it was educational to think about how many different questions, like specific questions that you need to ask, and that was quite an interesting aspect for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you learn from this experience? Okay, I will take that one. What I learned, when I did start studying this thing, I thought I was running away from humans, and then I just realized that I'll be working with people on a daily basis. So yeah,
Yeah, people all the way.
yeah, people all the way.
Because they essentially are our vessel to our patients.
Yeah, these are clients. They don't talk, so you have to get information from the people. How did you learn?
So I think we all basically learned from, we had VPL last year and that helped a lot. And I think most of us have shadowed vets before and worked with other vets. So
Also from the movies.
yeah,
True.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy, obviously the consultations, yes.
Yeah.
What could have we done better in this interview?
I think the cost thing that we did speak about earlier in our interview, a person does need to indicate the cost because it is an important part of our career. It's something that not patients with clients also need to take into account. So it's something that we also need to be aware of.
Yeah, and then since some of us will be working in the welfare environment, it's like you've always got to sort of plan your procedures around how much you
Can
can spend.
I'm going to do anything different from now on after this interview. Anything going to change?
When we're practicing,
Yeah. I think I would, even though I know I did the interview, I think I would just maybe explain the next few steps of what I would do, like the tests and things, in more detail, give the indication of cost, give the indication of time even, because we don't know what the person can or can't bring at the time. See if they can, I think you need to take your client's background into perspective.
Yes.
And that's something I'll
And
definitely
also, I
do.
realized a warm welcome when you just greeted him and said you can have a seat. It just felt free.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think
that's important.
yes. Do you think this was a worthwhile assignment for VPL admit?
I think so, because I think that prior to this, a lot of us didn't really realize the amount of questions you have to ask and why you have to ask each question. So I think it was.
And the effect that your personality and your attitude and your mood can have on a client is huge.
yeah.
So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I think it would have a positive effect for the future.
So basically, this was our interview. Yeah, as we all said, we learned a lot how to contact with people, how to address situations, questions, what's to be done, what's not to be done.
Yeah,
So
the importance of communication.
yeah, communication.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah. Awesome.